So Howard literally poisoned their own kid just so his wife would not go to the police about him being a possible murder suspect of their best friend. This is Rain Said That. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I drop a video. And today I'm going to be covering episode 7 of Imperfect Women. If you want to check it out, it's on Apple TV. Okay, so we left off where Mary is literally in the hospital. We got her backstory, and it's kind of weird how everyone's backstory. I'm guessing we're going to get to Eleanor's next. But we're finding out, how Mary actually got her husband. She literally was sleeping with her mentee's husband behind her back. So not only did Eleanor sleep with Nancy's husband after she died, right? They want to talk about how Eleanor has a secret thing for Nancy's husband, but literally Mary did the same exact thing. And then we find out that Nancy was actually sleeping with Mary's husband. It's just like karma after karma after karma. Like, if karma's not real, you know how they always say, like, how you get a man is how you lose a man. And it looks like everybody is going through it. Because it's just like, at first I was feeling bad for Nancy. I'm like, oh my gosh, Eleanor, why are you sleeping with your best friend's husband soon as she died? And then we find out that Nancy was actually sleeping with her best friend Mary's husband. So it's just like, basically Eleanor is doing the Lord's work at this point, because what is going on in this friendship? So we finding out that Mary stole somebody else's husband, and then we find out that she actually stole him. His wife actually left him because she found out that he was cheating on her. So then we find out that he actually had the ring of Nancy hidden in like this hidden cupboard in his closet. He's hiding evidence. Then we find out that Mary's on Adderall. She's still taking Adderall. She's still high, trying to deal with her fake life, her fake story in the suburbs. Like, girl, what is going on here? So Mary ends up finding the ring of her best friend Nancy in the cupboard. She went to Jenny and talked to her. Then she goes to Eleanor's house and was like, yeah, we're going to go to the police. Like, I found this ring. Howard is a monster. I don't even know my husband. He's been sleeping with my best friend. But then we find out that she's trying to pin everything on the husband, only to find out that Mary has been stealing Eleanor's perfumes, booking hotels with her husband, pretending to be her best friend, and her husband is basically pretending that she's Nancy in this sick, twisted type of fantasy going on. I'm like, what is going on? Like, I understand, like you can cosplay and role play like being a celebrity, but you're literally cosplaying your best friend. Like, there's only a matter of time before your husband wants the real thing that you're cosplaying, because it's literally in his face every day. Like, literally, Nancy's coming to your house on a weekend. Nancy's easily accessible to him. Then you find out that he's actually working with Nancy. You ask her to put your husband on the job for you. It was only a matter of time before he was wanting access to Nancy, and that affair was going to start, because you have already been pretending that you're your best friend sleeping with your husband. Like, it's crazy how this fantasy scheme is going on. And then so she's obsessed with Howard. She's upset with Howard, telling like, you could have cheated with anybody else. Why Nancy? But you literally been role playing as being your best friend and sleeping in hotels with your husband the whole time. So that's why. He literally brought his fantasy into life. And I would definitely still blame Mary for that, because why would you do that? Why would you do that? So he told her that, hey, if you're going to go down, you're going to tell the police on me. Then you're going to tell them how you've been cosplaying Nancy. Then you're going to put the kids in a foster home. So how are you going to go against me when literally, like, we're in this together? So Mary ends up going back to Howard. She's telling him that, look, I will be a good girl. I'm not going to say anything, because she knows that this thing, she's partial to blame for it. I'm not saying she's a blame for the obsession with Howard has with, Nancy, but she is kind of part of that. She's not, part of him killing her or murdering her, but it's the fact that she's willing to go back to Howard for the children. But I also feel like she's going back to Howard because of the whole twisted vanity of their storylines that they be doing, because she's a very good storyteller. She has a good imagination. So she kind of sort of brought this obsession with Nancy, because she's obsessed with her herself. So yeah, she is partially to blame. That's why she's going back, because I don't really think that Mary actually loved Nancy. I think she was secretly jealous and envious of Nancy at the end of the day. It wasn't really a real friendship based off of love. And this is why you got to be careful with these women around you. I'm not saying all, even though this is a movie, but you got to be careful, because it's quite common for people, best friends, and their husbands to be sleeping together. Like, I hear this all the time in real life. But anyways, so do you think that Mary was wrong for going back with her husband, or do you think that Mary is just as guilty as her husband? So Eleanor's confused, like, why are you going back with Howard? Because she want to talk about Eleanor keeping secrets away from Mary. Mary keeps a lot of secrets from Eleanor as well. So Eleanor ends up going to Robert's house and telling him that Howard killed Nancy because they were having an affair. Allegedly. That's what I was thinking, like he was going to go down. And he was actually admitting to killing Nancy. He was like, if I'm going to go down, you're going to go down too. So this is why he's trying to move to Ohio? It just makes sense. All of a sudden now he's trying to move. He's trying to get him a new job. So there's some guilt there. But then at the end of the episode, I'm not sure if you guys caught that next glimpse. Well, at the end of the episode, it literally showed Scott being on camera running from the baseball field or whatever they found Nancy's body at. So I'm just like, did he actually do it? Or did they AI his face on Howard's body? Because, I mean, we did see that Nancy reached out and followed him on, Instagram. Then he ended up calling her and getting her number. So is Howard the actual killer, or did Scott do it? Because how did they get that footage? It doesn't really make any sense. So I'm not sure if that's AI or not, but we will have to wait until next Wednesday to figure this out. But it's just a lot of things that's going on. And I feel like that Mary should, let her know. Because she was so quick to kick Eleanor out of her house when she found out that Eleanor was sleeping with Robert. But then you literally did the same thing. You slept with somebody else's husband too. And she's like, oh, it's not the same. It is the same. So it's just crazy to me how you know that your husband could possibly go down for Nancy's murder, that you're going with him because you have some type of weird animosity against Nancy. Like, what is going on here? It's just not making sense to me. So do you guys think Howard actually did it? Do you think that Robert and his family definitely put Scott to take the fall? Because Robert did say that he wanted to protect her from Scott and stuff like that. So I think that's his way of, giving Nancy her justice. Or did he actually do it? Because they said somebody got shoved to a wall and they said somebody got an injury. But you have to remember that Scott could be an older man. And he also could be, have an injury as well. He could have got tired. But Howard is already trying to admit that he was actually the person that did it. So I'm quite confused how this story may end. But I'm going to wait till the end of, I'm going to wait till next Wednesday. Till Wednesday to figure out what is going on. But let me know what you guys think of episode 7? Are you guys just confused as I am? If you guys have any insight, comment down below. I would love to hear from you guys. But thank you guys for coming to my channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time.